Are you ready to lead with purpose, to rise above the noise, and become a force for justice, integrity, and transformation? Then welcome to this special edition of DrWhitty Today, featuring the Law and Leadership School, where tomorrow's changemakers are forged today. Here we don't just teach, we cultivate leaders, we shape visionaries, and we empower emerging youth and adults to defend, uplift, and inspire. Today you'll hear directly from the Law and Leadership School faculty and staff as they unveil the school's mission, vision, and the life-changing benefits of enrollment. Whether you're a student, parent, educator, or community leader, this is your moment. Your future starts with one decision, one school, one purpose. Listeners and viewers, both here and at home, let's get started. Welcome to the platform, the staff and faculty of the Law and Leadership School. All right, good evening, Law and Leadership School staff. How's everybody doing?
Doing well. Thank you for having us.
All right, doing well. Thank you.
All right, I'm so excited about this edition of DrWhitty Today. I first want to just thank you guys for being willing to participate. So you could be doing anything else right now, but you chose to be here. And so we're going to talk about some fun stuff tonight dealing with the Law and Leadership School. What I'd like to do before we start is for you to just introduce yourself. You know, you don't have to say a whole bunch, but, you know, just introduce yourself to the audience. I'll start with you, Dr. Boyd.
Good evening to all of our guests. My name is Dr. Tracy Boyd. I serve as the school administrator and founding principal for the Law and Leadership School.
All right, Dr. Taylor.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Marlonda Taylor, and I serve as the Dean of Admissions for the Law and Leadership School.
Dr. Alexander.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Camille Alexander. I am the Dean of Academic Affairs, and also I'm a facilitator for the Law and Leadership School.
All right. Can you hear me, Dr. Jones? Somebody tell Dr. Jones he's up. I think he can't hear me, but other people.
Dr. Jones, if you would like to introduce yourself, please, sir.
Sure, I'm Dr. Howard Jones, and for the Law and Leadership School, I'm the Chancellor for the Law and Leadership School.
All right, and you guys already are familiar with me from this platform, but I also serve on the staff as the adjunct facilitator and also the director of social media and marketing. So thank you guys for tuning in. I was so excited. One day I stumbled across an advertisement for the Law and Leadership School, and I read its mission, and I sent my application to Dr. Boyd, and I was just saying, man, I hope I get a response. And I did get a response, so I was excited. Thank you, Dr. Boyd, for trusting me with the areas that you have assigned to me. And as well, I'm sure that everybody on this platform right now is very appreciative as well. So we're not going to belay the moment. What I'd like you to do is just tell us a little bit, first off, what inspired your idea for the Law and Leadership School?
Absolutely. And again, thank you, Dr. Whitfield, for having us tonight to, kind of highlight the key points of the Law and Leadership School. I'll be honest with you. The Law and Leadership School was born out of burden and vision. A burden to change how young people see themselves, and a vision to kind of give them access to something much greater than some of us have ever been given access to. I wanted to create a place where education meets purpose, right? Where students could learn about law, they can learn about leadership, they can learn about life all at once. Because too often our students don't see themselves in the courtroom, in policy, or in power. And so LLS is we exist to change that narrative, to say that you belong here too, and that you have a voice in your community as well.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, what I'd like to do now, for those of you that are here, tell us a reason. What inspired you? I'll start with you, Dr. Taylor. What inspired you to reach out and apply to become a part of the staff at LLS?
Well, one thing I can tell you is that I was super nervous, but I believe I just had to step out on faith as a recent graduate with my doctoral degree. I wanted the experience to be able to teach, and I failed to mention that I will also be a facilitator for the Law and Leadership School. And so, just for Dr. Boyd to see whatever it is that he saw in me, I'm just greatly appreciative to be able to pour back into our community. For whoever that is, I could not believe that I got the text. At first, I thought it was spam because I was like, who got my number? So just forever grateful for the opportunity. Dr. Boyd is about structure, communication, and he is truly an advocate. And so for what he believes in, and I just want to be a part of that. And I just truly am honored and thankful for him just providing me this space, and looking forward to growing with him and the rest of the staff. So it's been an honor thus far.
Thank you. Great. All right, Dr. Alexander, same question.
I'm going to echo the sentiments of Dr. Taylor. I saw the advertisement and I was like, wow. I read up on it. I went to the website and I immediately responded to Dr. Boyd's call, and I didn't know what would happen. And so when I got the email, I was ecstatic because I'm fresh out of graduate school a couple of years ago, and I'm thinking, how am I going to contribute in this capacity, and how am I going to pour back and give back into this educational space? And so it just seems like it all aligned, and I am just as everyone has said so far, grateful and ecstatic for the opportunity to pour into students and be a part of, the groundwork of this institution.
All right, great. Dr. Jones, can you hear me? If not, somebody let him know he's up next with the same question.
Dr. Jones, if you want to expound on why you are a part of the Law and Leadership School, that is the next question.
Sure. The reason, I'm a lifelong educator and a leader and server in the community. Pastoring for 36 years in education and administration. And so I think it affords itself to present a plan and process that could really make a difference in the community, that could be a model for others. Doing this right, we could truly make a difference in the community with our children and our youth, and we could see a difference in proficiency and not just in growth, as some other particular systems concentrate in on. They concentrate in on growth, and that's a rough situation when you're talking about saying, well, we're doing better. The knife is still in their gut. Got it out about 20%, but the knife is still there. If our kids are getting diplomas and they can't read or can't write, they can't do math, and they know little about themselves, and it's not faith-based, then they just merely have a piece of paper. So I want to be a part of an institution that makes a difference in our children, and then can make a difference in the city, in the state, in this country. And Lord knows we need a difference in that regard. So that's why we're here, to create some leadership, help understand what law really means, and have character along with academics.
All right, great. Thank you, Dr. Jones, for that response. And I think it was Dr. Taylor that said that Dr. Boyd was about organization and structure, and I can echo that. One of the first things I noticed right away when I got that email with that list of things, that list of expectations, I said, oh, wow, he ain't playing. I better get started. So, but it's exciting. Like everybody else said, it's great to be able to give back and make a contribution to society after being a recent graduate as well. So we all share some of the same sentiments. So I'm going to go to the Dean of Admissions. I'm going to ask you a question. So what does the admissions process look like, especially with the new independent homeschool track?
Well, one thing I can tell everybody is to just, first of all, the platform is easy to navigate. If you go to www.thelawandleadershipschool.org, it is there for you to find step by step. There is a button that says apply now. But before you apply now, you want to read, there's a tab that says about us to really look and see what this school is truly all about. But if you go to the lawandleadershipschool.org, you'll be able to see the steps that it takes to basically enroll. It's super easy to just apply to the Law and Leadership School. So the website is there. It's not only dedicated to, the school's background, but really committed to preparing leaders. So you'll actually not just, I'm just applying to be applying, but what can you contribute as a new scholar with this institution?
Great. Thank you for that response, Dr. Taylor. Also, how do you identify potential students who may not have traditional grades or test scores, but show strong leadership skills and resilience?
So one thing that I would say in partnering with Dr. Boyd as we work through this process is to look at everybody holistically. We are all different, right? So when you go into a sandbox, there are many options. So just because somebody doesn't have a perfect score, whatever a perfect score is, we want to look at holistically the qualities, problem solving. What can they contribute as a leader? Sometimes people just need an opportunity, right? They just need an opportunity to show that they can adapt, that they can learn in an environment that they can be independent, and that their voices can be heard. So I think even with the structure and the communication, I think that we have to look at each applicant different before you just say, absolutely not. But what can they contribute? Because I truly believe that every scholar has something that they can contribute to cultivate the culture that we're looking for at the Law and Leadership School.
All right. And just for parents out there, just give them like one little nugget, one thing that they should know if they're interested in applying, one thing they should know before they do so.
One thing as a mother, I have 2 young children, but what I could say if my children were of the age for the Law and Leadership School, I want my children to, number one, be in an environment that they are not just welcome, but they're wanted. There's something about a sense of belonging that you'll get here at the Law and Leadership School. And then how can the staff, the faculty, administrators, how can my students or my children, how can they be empowered? Because there's a whole nother generation, as Dr. Jones mentioned, there's a whole nother world out there. So what is it that they're going to learn here? They're going to be empowered to be leaders of today, not tomorrow.
All right. I like that response.
Yes. So do I, Dr. Whitfield. So do I.
All right. So you're up again, Dr. Boyd. I'm looking at this dope grading model. Doing, owning, producing, empowering, that just sticks out to me. And I really like that. So the dope grading model is unlike anything in traditional education. So how did that come about? And also tell us, how does it redefine student success?
Yeah, absolutely. So the dope model came out of frustration, honestly. I was tired of seeing students graded only by test and memorization, right? I wanted a model for the Law and Leadership School that rewards application over repetition. So doing means showing up and taking action. Owning means taking responsibility for your choices and your growth. Producing means turning what you have learned into something real. a project, a presentation, a solution. And then empowering, Dr. Whitfield, means lifting others as you rise. It redefines success by measuring impact, not just intelligence.
All right, measuring impact and not just intelligence. Thank you for that response, Dr. Boyd. And how do you see the Law and Leadership School preparing students not only for college or careers, but also for community impact and justice, just leadership?
Yeah. Thank you for that. We're preparing students to live what they learn. Every class, every project at the Law and Leadership School kind of connects back to real issues, justice, equity, leadership, and service. Our students don't just talk about change at the Law and Leadership School. They're in the community creating it. They're learning how to analyze the laws, advocate for themselves, and then speak truth to their power, right? So whether they become attorneys or entrepreneurs,
Dr. Whitfield, you're on mute, sir.
Oh, thank you for that. Did he? It looked like he froze on screen. Is that okay?
Yeah, he's froze on my side as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll come back to him when he comes back. Dr. McKinney, if you are able to come on camera, we can add you to the discussion. So just to let you know that. So this is for Dr. Jones. What does, well, hold on. Okay, this is for Dr. Jones. I don't know if he can hear me, but if somebody can relay, how do you balance being faith-based with remaining inclusive and accessible to all students?
Dr. Jones, how do you remain faith-based as well as being inclusive at the same time with the Law and Leadership School? I hope I got that right, Dr. Whitfield. Now yes. You're muted, Dr. Jones. Can you not hear me? Uh-oh. Okay, we're just gonna keep it rolling. That's technology. Yeah. Because Dr. Boyd is back.
All right, Dr. Boyd, you froze on the screen. So if you could go back to the response that you were giving, and then that way we can get a clear understanding of what you were talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I was at just the point where we are really equipping at the Law and Leadership School. We're really equipping our young people with the skills and the knowledge that they need to know and learn in an effort to be a productive citizen of society, Dr. Whitfield.
All right, thank you for that. Dr. Jones, I don't know if he heard the question, but I asked him how does he balance faith-based with remaining inclusive and accessible to all students? If you could relay that to him.
Dr. Jones, can you hear me? Okay, I'm not getting a response, but okay. I think he might be reading the chat.
All right. Tell him if he can see the response in the chat to go ahead and come off mute and respond to that question.
Dr. Jones, you can't hear me either? Okay.
Doctor, I think I'm reading your lips. Dr. Taylor, if you're calling, I can't hear you at all. So someone else
okay.
And
read the chat.
So
yeah, just tell them read the chat.
I'm trying to read lips. This is good stuff. I'm reading lips.
Can you read the chat? Dr. Boyd's going to text him.
Yeah,
Okay.
if Dr. Boyd can call me, good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How do you remain being faith-based with being inclusive with our students? Well, balancing that, our Faith Foundation surely inspires. It inspires us really to serve not just some students, but all students, if that makes sense. It's in any sense, and serving them with love. But part of my life, one of my very best achievements was being able to run McGavick High School, have to run McGavick High School and tell our students each day that we love them and there's nothing they can do about it. But definitely having this faith foundation that inspires every one of our students to serve, serve with love and equity and some respect. We're guided by faith principles, such as justice, compassion, and stewardship, not dogma and denominational exclusivity. So at LLS, faith is expressed through values, through integrity, service, discipline, respect for human dignity. Students of every background surely are welcomed. Or welcomed, then we celebrate diversity as a reflection of God's creation and surely of the pluralistic society that we live in. And surely our graduates will lead in that respect, lead in giving that same kind of thing that we give them. So our exclusive admissions policies, scholarship programs, and communities partnerships, all of that are designed surely to ensure access regardless of socioeconomic or religious background. So it's a faith thing, and I think it makes a difference.
All right. Can someone read that second question to him in the chat? If he can hear you. Can he?
I text him.
Okay, go ahead.
He should be able to see it.
Actually,
There we go. That's good.
I'm loving it. So what kind of partnerships or alliances are we developing in terms of partnerships and alliances that we're developing? LLS is actively developing partnerships with what I would call regional universities and law schools, if you would, and leadership organizations that share our vision of cultivating the next generation of ethical and informed leaders. So we have conversations with schools as Tennessee State, Belmont, and the like, to be able to have this mentorship pipelines, some early college credit and exposure surely to these programs. And definitely in additional some leadership fellowships that would be amazing. Some fellows initiatives for our students to connect our students with civic and business mentors, while partnerships with local bar associations and civic organizations to provide some practical insights into law, to policy, and community engagement.
All right. Thank you, Thank you, Dr. Jones, for your
what
response.
kind of partnership or alliances? I think we shared this
Yeah.
same question, unless you want to give it to me again. Amen. Hope I answered that well for you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Boyd, if you could just tell us a little bit about the process of forming partnerships. Let us know some of the organizations that the school partners with and what that looked like as you navigated that relationship.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Whitfield. A lot of the most recent school partnerships that we have been kind of securing over the last couple of months have been these partnerships of dual enrollment for our junior and senior students that are coming to the Law and Leadership School. As you guys know, dual enrollment allows our young people to earn college credit while being a high school student. With some of these universities, we're trying to even, take the partnerships a little bit further and allow our students to graduate not only with their high school diploma, but also with associate degrees as well. We have seen this model at other high schools across the country, and it's something that we want to also initiate with the Law and Leadership School, that our young people are able to graduate even with college associate degrees when they graduate with their high school diploma. And over the last couple of months, these, just navigating the partnership conversations and, setting all of them up, I first want to give thanks and appreciation to our Law and Leadership admin team who have been on those calls with me, setting these partnerships up. We have successfully over the last couple of months secured partnerships with Trevecca Nazarene University out of Nashville, Tennessee, the University of Tennessee at Martin out of Martin, Tennessee, Union University out of Jackson, Tennessee, Lipscomb University here out of Nashville, Tennessee. And then we have an out-of-state institution as well that we have partnered with and allowed dual enrollment for our students as well. And that's Arizona State universities. And these colleges and universities are, first of all, amazing colleges and universities. They have some of the most amazing students attending and graduating from their university. And so just to be a part of what they have going on in terms of dual enrollment is absolutely amazing. It's exposing our young people to other areas of opportunity. And that's what the Law and Leadership School is designed to do. It's not only just educate about the things that they need, our young people need to be educated about, but also producing these productive citizens of society. When I walk out of my house, I know that everything that I do is governed by some kind of law. Why not understand? Why not know what that law is?
Exactly. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Because, hey, when we walk out our door, it's a good thing to know the laws, know when somebody is not following it, and making sure that we are, just educated and that we know how to carry and conduct ourselves as professionals and leaders in society. So thank you for your response, Dr. Boyd. So let me see, Dr. Alexander, I'm going to move over to you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So, okay. So for you, what kind of student outcomes are you expecting to see, both academically and personally, since adopting this role that you have at the Law and Leadership School?
Well, first, I want to say, just as a newcomer, I expect to see students excel based on the curriculum that has been designed, the model that we're using. And because this is a virtual school and they are getting, this attention, this type of attention where we can zero in on them and really spend time with them virtually. I think that this is going to be an awesome semester and year for them. Students want to know that you are paying attention to them. They want to know that you're trying to understand them. And when you spend that time with them, I think that's where they truly begin to excel, because they have that encouragement and that support. Oftentimes, and this is a epidemic across the country, where classrooms are overcrowded and students aren't getting that attention and that one-on-one time that they need, and things aren't being explained to them. I think with what Dr. Boyd is building here, and the staff that we have currently at Law and Leadership, I expect to see just exceptional outcomes.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. I can definitely attest, just remembering my own upbringing and being in school. And I did well when I had people that saw me, that related to me, people who looked like me, and people who could pull things out of me that I didn't know that were in me. Let's just say, for instance, me in math, I can do it, but I don't like it, right? And so I had a math teacher that basically forced me to get into the math beat.
Yeah.
And so I was telling her, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. But she got me out there. No, I didn't win. I didn't last, so long like everybody else did, but I did it. And I kind of overcame that fear. So, and then another,
Absolutely.
oh, go ahead. Okay.
I was going to
And
say,
then
absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. And so when we have people that, take the time that actually, it's not just a job, but it's a passion, which is what I'm getting from the staff at the Law and Leadership School. It's a passion. It's not just, this is my job, but this is a passion. This is my duty, not only to give back, but to also help build other emerging leaders. So thank you for that response. Another question I have for you is, how do you ensure academic rigor while still giving room for creativity and critical thinking?
Well, I think first, first thing is we have to engage the students, and how we do that is by being creative with the curriculum and still maintaining, the standard. And so when we again talking about that attention, talking about um, uh, the proper explanation for things, making sure that the student understands. That will help the student, and then once we have their attention, and we work with them and provide that creative piece, I think it all works out. Um, it's just them understanding the expectation that we have of them, and then providing that outlet, that creativity, that curriculum where they can understand, but they understand the seriousness of what it is that is being accomplished here.
All right, great. Now I want to jump back over to Dr. Jones. I don't know if he can hear me, but I have a question for Dr. Jones is, how do you ensure the school's long-term sustainability and vision alignment across campuses or programs? So if we could ask him that question, it should hopefully come up on the screen real quick, and then get him to answer
All
that.
right. So, how do I ensure the school's long-term sustainability and vision alignment across campuses or programs? Um, Being able to definitely enhance or focus in on the mission and the vision of the school. And so, understanding what leadership is. Leadership to us surely is the ability to influence, all right, to influence others toward the common good while, standing firm with one's own principles. So, with that expansion piece, staying in that mission and that vision focus makes it happen. I believe with the leadership that we have, that we are fostering here, it will foster both character, competence, humility, and courage. So that's some sticking power there that gives some continuity from one to the other. So LLS embodies this really through our law and leadership framework. And this is going to be the sticking power to continue to focus in on that mission and that vision to make that happen. So we're talking about knowledge, knowledge of mastery, of academic and civic literacy. We all want our children to succeed. Children want to succeed. The next framework would be integrity, doing what's right, especially when it's hard. So that rigor has to take place. Service, leading by example and in community and justice initiatives. And then vision. Vision. Without a vision, the people perish. We believe that and understand that. So the capacity is to see beyond self and imagine. So question is, what is your initial thought when Dr. Boyd approached me about this vision? Man, we had already had a conversation with the church about starting a school, an in-service school at Fairfield Church. So it came together, and I saw what he had done before. I saw also what happened with COVID. So it almost became a natural coming together. But that's something we've already planned, and we have the facility. But it's part of the framework of our faith to make that happen. So I saw him, had the conversation. I said, let's get it together, make it happen. So it's about us coming together. And as soon as we begin to realize that as a community, I think we could really truly fight those things that are going on in society right now that's trying to fight with us. So that's how we came together.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Jones. I hope everybody's out there enjoying this conversation about the Law and Leadership School founder, Dr. Boyd, and this great staff that is on the panel tonight. We are putting this out because we want people to take advantage of this opportunity to build some great leaders and sign up. And as Dr. Boyd said, enrollment is open. Enrollment is now. And so we're looking forward to making sure that we have plenty of students that can be in our classrooms, not only physically, but also virtually. So we hope that if you're out there, don't just say, oh, well, I'm not located in one of the cities that the physical school is in, but there are also virtual opportunities, not only for younger students, but we also have curriculums for adults as well, which I will ask Dr. Boyd sometime later to elaborate on that aspect of the Law and Leadership School. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come right back here with the Law and Leadership School. So stay tuned. Don't go away. Bold, urgent, and deeply human, cultural silence and wounded souls cracks open the quiet too many black men carry. Mark Tuggle brings raw honesty and courageous storytelling from 30 voices, intergenerational, diverse, unfiltered, turning stigma into conversation and pain into possibility. Read it, listen to it, and join the movement to heal, connect, and change the narrative. Listen to the stories, break the silence, start the healing. Get your copy at Amazon.com. All right, welcome back to DrWhitty. Today we're having a great discussion with the Law and Leadership School staff. One thing I wanted to mention is, as everybody, talked about Dr. Boyd and, his vision, him being on point and organized, and how people like to say today, I'm standing on business. So we thank you for your leadership. And I just wanted to share with those of you that are out there, because I wanted you to see some of what the Law and Leadership School has to offer. So I'm going to have to show this in a different way than normal. So if you see something flash across the screen, just know that, hey, I'm doing my best here. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the Law and Leadership School. So just give me 1 second here.
Hey, what's up, family? I'm Dr. Tracy, and I'm on the campus of the Law and Leadership School, Nashville, bringing you some amazing announcements. Listen, first of all, enrollment is open. If you have a child that's in grades 5 through 12, we want them here at the Law and Leadership School. Why? Because in addition to the core academic subjects like reading, math, science, history, we're taking our students on an in-depth study of the American legal system. Our students are studying constitutional law, criminal law, torts, contracts, all of the necessary legal related curriculum that they need to know in order to be law-abiding citizens. I'm Dr. Tracy, and I am amazed at what we're doing here at the Law and Leadership School. We started this school back in 2018, and COVID came on the scene in 2019. It got really worse in 2020, and we had to close down our physical location. Listen, 2025, we're relaunching the Law and Leadership School, and we want you all to be a part of this initiative and what we got going on. First and foremost, the main thing that I really want to talk to you guys about is the red room that you guys see down here. Each and every Friday, the Law and Leadership School holds what's called student court, right? Student court is for any student that may have received some type of discipline infraction throughout the week. And guess what? They have an opportunity in student court on Friday to plead their case. If they feel like they are guilty, we'll come up with some type of plea agreement. If they feel like they are not guilty, they can represent themselves, or they can get another student to represent them. These are the type of skills that our young people need to learn at an early age as they begin to move on in their academic careers. I'm so excited about the Law and Leadership School. I'm so excited about what we're bringing to the table, and we want you guys to be a part of what we got going on. Now, the red room is not necessarily up and ready yet, but I want to show you guys a mock-up visual of what this red room will look like when you support our initiative, right? So here is our student court mock-up. Student court, the Law and Leadership School, as you see on the backdrop, you see our judges bench, which is going to be held by our school chancellor, Dr. Howard Jones. Listen, we need your support in bringing this school and making this school thrive in the community of Nashville. We're located in Jackson, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, and Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And we want you to be a part.
All right. Great video, Dr. Boyd.
Great
video. Tell us a little bit about that mock-up room that you were talking about there. And I'm excited about it, even though I haven't been there, I haven't seen it, but I'm excited about it. And the one thing that interests me about it too is because when I was in high school, there were a lot of things that I wasn't aware of. Sometimes you don't know what questions you should ask. You don't know what classes you should take. And then if you don't have people around you that will guide you, you sort of out there on a whim, just picking anything just to say you have a class. And so I used to hear announcements about the mock trial team a lot, and I had no idea what that was. And you want to know when I first realized what a mock trial team was when I seen the movie The Great Debaters. And by that time, I was way out of high school in my adult years. So I've learned a lot of things as an adult that took my mind back to when I was in school. And I thought, wow, what would have happened had I had someone who didn't pay attention to the fact that maybe I was acting up that day, or I was tired, or whatever the case. What would have happened if I'd had somebody that would say, hey, what do you think about this? Have you ever thought about that? These are the types of qualities that I see in you. And so that's why I like this school, because the staff is passionate. And I believe that you're not just going to show up for, a paycheck, but you're going to show up because your thought is, I want to give back to this community. I want to pull things out of the students. I want to show them what they already possess and how far they can go in their future. So that is what excites me about this school. And when you showed that particular room, I just thought, what an awesome thing to give students an opportunity to practice law and debating and defending themselves, things like that. So just share a little bit about that room.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let me start here before I get into the actual room. Dr. Whitfield, you are absolutely correct in what you have stated. I'll be honest with you, man. I started out before the Law and Leadership School came into existence. I was interning for Judge Monty Watkins out of Davidson County Criminal Court here in Nashville, Tennessee. And here in Nashville, Tennessee, what I was seeing as an intern was I was seeing just so many people that look like me and yourself and the many of us that's on this panel tonight. I was seeing so many of us come into the courtroom not knowing what our legal rights and responsibilities, waiving on a general sessions level, right? We got stages to this, but on a general sessions level, they were waiving their preliminary hearings. And as a non-lawyer, I've graduated law school, but I am not a practicing attorney. However, as a non-lawyer, one of the things that I could never grasp or I could never understand was, why would you waive the most important phase of this process? A preliminary hearing is a hearing to establish probable cause. That means, does the state have enough evidence against you to even be charging you with what they are charging you with? So why would you waive that? And so I never understood it. And I've also, I've had my run-ins with the legal system as well. And the legal system, quite honestly, from someone who has graduated law school, from someone who has worked for numerous attorneys between Tennessee and Florida, I'll be honest with you, the system is not designed to work in the favor of people that look like us. And so if we can educate the young people, if we can start early, if we can start now with educating them about what their rights are and then how to assert their rights, right? Because we have some people that, that are very ugly and disrespectful to law enforcement and, oh, I know my rights type of thing. But it's a way that you assert them. I teach my students all the time, Dr. Whitfield, to comply first and complain later. I'll say that again. I teach my students to comply first and complain later. There are systems and procedures and protocol and things in place for you to file that complaint, for you to address the concern that you have, for you to address the issue that you may have with law enforcement. There are systems and protocols and procedures in place. I encourage all of my students, and I encourage our viewers tonight, that whenever you are in an altercation or interaction with law enforcement, my encouragement, and again, this is not legal advice, but more educational, for educational purposes, you want to comply first and complain later. And so, Dr. Whitfield, to kind of go back to your original question, the structure of this courtroom at the Law and Leadership School. Why are we designing a courtroom at the Law and Leadership School? Because we are trying to create hands-on, tangible experiences for our young people. I want young people to know that If you listen, you have a right to hire an attorney. You have a constitutional right to hire an attorney, and for that attorney to fight on your behalf, to represent you to the fullest, to make sure that your rights and things are not violated. But let's talk about the marginalized group of people that may not can afford an attorney. How do we address their situation? How do we address their circumstances and the things that they are going to when they cannot afford to buy a defense? And so my passion is kind of kicking in. Let me calm down a little bit. But I say all of that to say the young people that are coming through the Law and Leadership School, they are not only just learning the law, but they are putting the law into practice. We have a class. We have a class here at the Law and Leadership School called Court Observation. Instead of students meeting at the school facility on this particular day, they're actually going downtown to the courthouse. And what they are doing is they are sitting in. They go to about maybe 2 to 3 courtrooms throughout their court observation class period, and they are observing the court cases that come before our judges. They have a document, they have a sheet of paper, and they're answering questions such as, who was the judge? Who was the defense attorney? Who was the prosecutor? How was the communication between the judge and the defendant? How was the communication between the state and the defense attorney? And then what we're doing, Dr. Whitfield, is we're coming back into a classroom setting and we're having conversations about this. These conversations that we have in the classroom are leading to bigger initiatives that the Law and Leadership School is going to be launching and speaking to local and state representatives about. One of those issues may be currently, like if we were in session now, we'll get into the sessions and how we operate a little later, Dr. Whitfield. But if we were in session now, currently given the government shutdown, not only are we telling students that we are in a government shutdown, but we are educating the young people about the cons of this government shutdown. What is the cause of the government shutdown? What is the purpose? What is the issues that are being fought and debated against at that present moment about what's currently going on? Our young people are taking a stance. The on-campus courtroom is going to build their confidence, is going to build their mindset, and is going to give them a space that if, God forbid, and I place emphasis on the God forbid, if any young person that ever came through the Law and Leadership School ever found themselves standing before a judge inside of a courtroom, that they will be able to advocate for themselves effectively and confidently because they are already familiar with the structure, the appearance, and the law and what's going on. I'll land right there.
Thank you so much.
Can I say something
Dr.
really
Ford.
quickly?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, to me, it just sounds like we're creating law influencers, right? So, when people see an influencer, they just run and they jump and they either click on a link and they go buy it. And so I think that what we're creating here is establishing, a framework for our community. So my parents always asked me when we came home from school, hey, what did you learn today? Well, Mama, Daddy, I learned this, that, and the third. Oh, I didn't know that. So what you're learning in the classroom is definitely applicable on the streets and in your house. You know what I mean? So that's what I love about the passion That's why we're connected to Dr. Boyd. He can't get rid of us now. I mean, it's like I'm getting all the things, all the feels, right? I'm still waiting on my t-shirt, but I'm just all the feels, right? Still getting all the feels, but we're being educated even in this space by an influencer to help. You know, what did Whitney Houston say? I believe the children are our future. I want to hear everything other than 6, 7. My kids got, well, girl, what is that? I want to know how do you stay out of jail? How do you know how to exercise your rights? How do you know how? That's what we're getting from the classroom to the house. So I just appreciate Dr. Boyd sharing that with the passion and for the students to be able to understand the structure and the framework about what they're getting. This isn't just class.
Absolutely. Dr. Whitfield, if I can if you don't mind, if I can just piggy off of Dr. Taylor, just a quick second. You know, I live in one of the roughest parts of Nashville. And one of the things that I say on a daily basis, you know, when I'm out in my community, I'm out promoting the Law and Leadership School, when I'm out speaking with these young people in my community about the Law and Leadership School and how this can benefit them. One of the main things that come to my mind is that for some of these young people in the particular area that I'm talking about, right? For some of these young people, this is all that they are going to know for the rest of their lives. If they do not have people like myself, people like Dr. Jones, people like Dr. Taylor and Alexander and yourself, Dr. Whitfield, coming actually into the community and exposing these young people to other areas of opportunity, we have a lost generation. And I don't want us to forget our
Oh well, Dr. Boyd is.
He about to preach. That's
on the road.
That's on the road. Power.
I don't want us to forget at the end of the day that the Law and Leadership School is a faith-based organization. So in addition to our young people learning the law, in addition to our young people, learning these types of skills, at the end of the day, we are trying to cultivate a new generation of young people that can stand in the gap. That can stand in the gap for the voiceless, that can stand in the gap for those people that may not have the things that I have or the resources that I have. As I say this, one of the a scripture comes to mind in Matthew where he was talking about when Jesus should come back, right? And when he come back, he's going to judge the sheep and the goat. And on his right side, he's going to put the sheep. On his left side, he's going to put the goat. And he's going to look over at the goats, and he's going to say, when I was hungry, you didn't feed me. When I was naked, you didn't clothe me. When I was sick, you wasn't there at my rescue. I want the Law and Leadership School and the staff that's a part of this vision to be able to be resourceful. Emphasis on the resourceful. If we can be resourceful to the young people that comes through this school, I truly, truly believe that on that final day of judgment, that we're going to hear the words, well done, my good and faithful servant, because we have done our part and we have done what we have needed to do to cultivate the next generation of young people.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Boyd. I just wanted to say everything you talked about, it just goes back to what Dr. Jones said. Our people perish for lack of knowledge. And that's, everything you talked about, getting that knowledge out there so that the students can better respond. They can better carry themselves a certain way to make sure that, as you said, if they come in contact with any type of situation that involves the law, that they are educated enough to know what their rights are, and they're educated enough to make good decisions about their responses, because you guys have seen it. A lot of people are reacting, but they're reacting. Their first reaction is to complain, instead of just complying for the moment. Because and I had a conversation with somebody about that, and the conversations can go in a lot of different places, as far as agreeing and disagreeing. But that's one thing that I teach is, if you come in contact with the law, think about the situation. Don't just the first thought that come to your mind. Don't, watch how you respond. And it's not that you are, let's say, afraid or anything like that, but it's about being smart, because I teach people your life is very important, and it's not that important that you tell a person off or tell them whatever you want to say. It's more important that you go home to your loved ones. So and me, I spent several years as a law enforcement officer in the military. And so I think of this all the time with traffic stops, that when a person approach you, you never know what type of day they had. You never know what's going on, what they're thinking. You don't know how you appear, all of that stuff. So taking all of that into consideration before you respond to something, because I believe that, if a person comes to me on 10, I don't need to be on 10. I bring people down to the level I'm on. I don't let people, excite me and cause me to react in ways that I don't want to react. So, and just to say, I wanted to say that if you ever do anything at the school, at the physical school, in terms of talking to people about what to do when they come in contact with a law enforcement officer, things like that, especially dealing with traffic stops, or if an officer comes to the home or whatever. If you ever do that and you need a person to talk about that, just let me know, because I do have several years of experience dealing with domestic situations involving traffic stops, things like that. So yeah, I could give some people some information on that as well.
Sounds good. We'll definitely take that into consideration. If I may, Dr. Jones, campaign talk a little bit, if I may. Our school chancellor, Dr. Jones, is currently running for Davidson County Circuit Court clerk here in Nashville, Tennessee. So
He was on a roll there. He should kept that going. He froze on me. Hopefully he'll kick back in. But
sure. So I'm not sure if we're still going. There we go. Dr. Jones, he understands the court cases that comes through our court systems here. He's, like I said, he's running for circuit court clerk here in Davidson County. So he's very aligned with the mission. He's very aligned with the vision. Dr. Jones, if you want to just speak a little bit about why you are running for Davidson County Circuit Court clerk, and maybe if you can, tie it back to your role as the school chancellor with the Law and Leadership School. And I think that would be good. Go ahead.
But I'm running because in talking to people in Davidson County, I've discovered that most people have no idea what the circuit court clerk is all about. And we need a friend in the court. So part of my mission is to bring the court to the community. And so this school helps us to understand what law and leadership is all about. And so if there's ever been a time that we really need to really engage and connect to understand the law and the Constitution and the egregious actions that are taking place in this nation by certain leaders that's disregarding the Constitution and the rule of law. The rule of law has helped us tremendously. And when you have those things rolling back, we need somebody that can stand up and fight for us. And that's why I'm running for circuit court clerk. Most people don't have a clue about the particulars, but you need a friend in the court, and we need this civic education so that we can indeed stand up and lead. Why follow those persons where you should be leading them? You should be in charge. You should be indeed helping people, bringing back some integrity to the court, bringing back some accessibility. It's amazing that people that are in leadership and we don't even know who they are. They've been there for years. It's time for a change, and that's why we're doing this. And it's also time for us to begin to educate and lead our own children and those that are willing to be a part. So I think this is a great mission and vision.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Jones, for that.
Amen.
I would like to, we have Amber Mannings backstage. I'd like to bring her up and so she can introduce herself and let us know what role she plays at the Law and Leadership School.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry, I've been jumping on and off. I work round the clock. So my name is Amber Mannings. I am the Law and Leadership Legal Representative for the Florida School. I am a Florida licensed attorney. Tracy and I have a working relationship. So everything we've been talking about for the past hour and a half, in practice, I can definitely relate. In my own experience, I have been preparing for practice of law as my profession since I was 11. So it would have been great to have something like the Law and Leadership School down here in Miami-Dade in Broward County. Some of just what I do, primarily my role is to serve as an advocate for the school. So obviously I ensure ethical compliance, and obviously in my advocacy role, making sure obviously that, that our relationships with third parties and other community partners, are to the T. So I'm happy to be here. Apologies on the tardiness, but I'm doing what I practice, right? And I thank you guys for being part of, or obviously giving me the opportunity to speak.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Boyd, tell our listeners and viewers where the website to the Law and Leadership School and some of the things they can expect to see. And while you talk about that, we'll put the website address up on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. You could always visit www.lawandleadershipschool.org to learn more. Over the next couple of weeks and probably even a month to come, we are going to be in the process of updating this website, to look a little bit more modern, if I can say it that way. But yes, you can visit lawandleadershipschool.org to learn about myself, learn about your school chancellor, the assistant school principal, Dr. Angela Houston, and all of your other law and leadership representatives as well. The website is a blueprint for information and just kind of getting acclimated to what we're doing, how we're producing at the Law and Leadership School and all of that. So www.lawandleadershipschool.org.
All right. Thank you. All right. So I got a few closing questions before we get off of here. And before I even ask them, I just want to thank everybody for your responses and your participation. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the Law and Leadership School excel and prosper, and the enrollment goes to a place that it has to go so that we can help these young emerging leaders and adults go forth. So when parents or community leaders ask, why should I choose the Law and Leadership School, what would you say? I'm going to start with Dr. Taylor.
Can you repeat the question, Dr. Whitfield? I had a delay.
Oh, when parents or community leaders ask why should they choose or support the Law and Leadership School, what would your response be?
My response would be that this school is top tier. You can usually compare apples to oranges and things of that nature, but there's nothing like this. And for me, I would want something different. I don't want a mediocre curriculum. I don't want anything mediocre. What sets this school apart from everybody else is that we're not doing what they're doing. As you already heard, through Dr. Boyd, the passion behind, the law, the leadership, the type of curriculum that Dr. Alexander expounded upon, there is no other. So we are it. This is the blueprint, the framework, the foundation is right here. So this is why they should come, is because there is no other.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Taylor. You're up next, Dr. Alexander. Same question.
Yes, just to piggyback off of that, we are groundbreaking, we are innovative, we are dedicated, we are passionate. We are all these things that the kids need to thrive and to go where they need to go. We are dedicated. And also, like Dr. Taylor said, there's no other. We want to prepare them for what's ahead, and that can be done virtually, and that can be done, it can be done in person, but it can be done virtually. We are able to prepare students and prepare our kids for what is happening in today's world. And it's just groundbreaking. And so that's why I would say law and leadership is the place to be.
Same question for Dr. Jones. He can't hear me, so somebody has to let him know.
Dr. Jones, can you hear us? I think he'll see the screen.
Okay. All right. Well, until he sees that, we're going to ask the same question to Miss Mannings.
I mean, I'm really reiterating everything else that everyone has pretty much said. I mean, this is a school that is groundbreaking. There is no other. The opportunities that are afforded to students at this juncture in their lives, it's not afforded anywhere else. So, you're doing yourself a disservice by not attending and joining a movement that I think is self-serving for everybody. Understanding the legal paradigm that governs all of us is crucial to surviving here in our legal system and in other countries. So it's important that you give yourself the necessary tools to succeed. I would argue way beyond your eligibility to practice law or to apply it, because you can apply it in your daily life. I mean, we hold kids to standards as adults depending on certain offenses. So it's important that those children understand the rules that can definitely apply to them.
All right. Dr. Jones, I was hoping he'd be looking at the screen. Let's see. Can somebody see if they can get his attention for that question? He can't hear me, so.
I'm texting him.
Okay, Dr.
I'm
Jones.
gonna tell him to look at the screen.
I think he sees it now.
Got it. I'm kind of listening also on Facebook. Is this for me? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm assuming. So when parents and community leaders ask, why should they choose to support the Law and Leadership School? What would my response be? Because you love your child and you want your child to succeed. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And this is a worthy ideal. So It's time for us to love ourselves and do for self, and arm your child and equip your child with those things that'll make them love who they are, and to be cognizant, to be aware, to be, illumined, to be broadened, to actually have hands-on learning. And that's what makes the difference. In my experience with education, the theoretical piece is one thing, but if I can't tell you who Pythagoras is and apply the Pythagorean theorem to what I do every day, our kids need to understand what the judiciary is. It's one thing to talk about those three branches of government, but it's another whole thing, a whole nother idea to experience it. So we need to experience it. And with the government shutdown now, and with the Supreme Court doing what it's doing, it's time for us to indeed get an awakening. This is a good thing for us to connect up and see what's up. Let's create some Thurgood Marshalls. Let's create some Avon Williams. Let's redo some transformations in our society. And those were some trailblazers, some Preston Taylors, some J.C. Napiers. And it's amazing. Our kids have no idea who these people are, but they changed the trajectory of history in this city.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jones.
Hope I answered that well.
All right, so Dr. Boyd, what does the day in the life of a law and leadership school student look like?
All right. So for newcomers, to let you guys know, so the law, a lot of what we do, do not, I guess, necessarily always align with the traditional public schools, right? So the law and leadership school is a private school, and we back in session for 9 weeks, and then they are out of session for 2 weeks. And this is the continuing rotation that they will go through as they kind of come through the law and leadership school. And so again, the young people are coming on campus, whether that's the virtual campus or the in-person campus, have these one-on-one connections with their adjunct facilitators. They are in class, they are learning. And then we are measuring our results to kind of identify those areas of improvement, whether that is on a instruction side or on a student side.
All right. Just so you know, I'm with Dr. Taylor. I was saying, oh, I wish I had one of those law and leadership school shirts that I could wear for the show tonight. All right, Dr. Taylor, just give us just tell our listeners and viewers what are some of the courses.
Coming.
Some of the courses.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, all right, Dr. Taylor, just give us some insight as to a few types of courses that students can expect to attend as they enroll in the Law and Leadership School.
So, of course, we have a plethora, right? Really aligned to just the foundation of this school is law and leadership. So, of course, courses around leadership. What does it look like to be a leader? I'm really excited about my course, which is computer literacy, right? A lot of times we take for granted that people know just how to really maximize the platform, Microsoft, or just really etiquette, right? So your email address should not be, inappropriate, if you will. So just really learning etiquette and how to customize a presentation, not just with PowerPoint, but Canva, how to really use artificial intelligence and things of that nature. So I'm really excited. My class is going to be amazing. That's why y'all need to go ahead and register today, because number one, you want somebody that's teaching your student that they're not tolerating. but that they really want them. Like I'm really looking forward to the engagement of being with my students. So that's just a tip of the iceberg of some of the things. But if you enroll, then you'll find about all the curriculum when you get ready to enroll in these classes and work with Dr. Alexander. But I'm really excited about computer literacy. I'll be teaching middle school and high school. So I'm really excited about all the things new, right? Because one of the things that I'll say, and then I'll be quiet, is that they're going to be able to help me just like I'm going to be able to help them. It's not a one-sided conversation. So that's one thing also, is that they'll be able to articulate and be able to demonstrate and help their professor, right? So that's what I'm looking forward to, and really appreciate Dr. Boyd for allowing me this space, this little seed that he has planted, which is me, to help me emerge and continue to grow. So that's just a tip of what my students will be learning. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw that there was a financial literacy. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Boyd, but I think also they have the opportunity to attend a financial literacy course, which is something that we really need to be back into our education system, to teach our people how to manage their finances and how to understand how money and management works. So I think that's an exceptional, and as Dr. Taylor said, amazing course for students to attend, because we all know that it's been taken out of regular schools. So what better way to get that back into our students' minds, so that they can make sure that they know how to handle their money and finances and credit and stuff like that. So I look forward to seeing people attend that class, even though, I'm not over that class. So I got about 2 more questions, and then we'll go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me if you don't.
Go ahead. Dr. Boyd?
Yeah, Dr. Whitfield, if you don't mind, I was just going to talk about the financial literacy just a little bit. When we think about math standards, according to what the state has set in place, what we sometimes don't do is kind of go a little further in kind of investigating what would kind of be considered like this math standard, right? And so at the Law and Leadership School, yes, we cover your basic math and your algebra and geometry, especially for those students that are on track 1, which is our Juris Collegiate Scholar track, which is the track that is typically for students that are interested in a 4-year college or university. That math standard may not be algebra 1 for them. That math standard or course may be banking, budgeting, and finance. How to create a bank account, how to write a check, how to do an accounting book. Dr. Damian Thorpe, who is our senior business analyst with the school, he also serves as an adjunct facilitator with the school teaching accounting. So our young people are even learning how to account, right? How to look at their finances, how to look at profits and credits and expenses and things of that nature. So we have an amazing curriculum, and unfortunately, our deans of curriculum and instruction couldn't join us tonight. That's Dr. Rachel Williams and Leambria High, but they are doing an amazing job, reviewing the lesson plans being currently submitted by our adjunct facilitators. They are creating systems that, make sure that our curriculum is of quality. Just a few days ago, the Law and Leadership School, we received official recognition from the Tennessee Department of Education through our membership agency, which is the Association of Christian Schools International. Again, our Dean of Curriculum and Instructions, Williams and High, are doing an amazing job to make sure that the curriculum that is being developed by the Law and Leadership School is efficient, is effective, and it meets the standards of not only what the state has set in place, but it's even meeting our young people where they are right now. And I don't want to take that or say that lightly, or that be used as some kind of, oh, we just throw stuff out there like that. No. The curriculum and the information and the structure, and I can at least say for my class, I know Dr. Taylor, you were a little bit, jazzy where you are, even with the American Legal and Court Systems class, my class, I promise you, these young people are going to come, the outcomes of this class, right, are going to be impeccable. I'll say this and I'll land. I remember having at least 2 parents come to me since we have started the school back in 2018. And those parents, very informal if I could be, those parents used to come to me and say, Dr. Boyd, I don't know what you're teaching at the Law and Leadership School in terms of like constitutional law, but I need my child to understand that when it ain't about no law. And I find that to be amazing, because what that lets me know is, so I'm very thankful for my team that's on here tonight. I'm very thankful for you, Dr. Whitfield, and what you're bringing to the table for the Law and Leadership School. And I can't wait to take this further than where we are now.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Boyd. Dr. Jones, you are up. Let's see if we could tell Dr. Jones he is up.
All right, Dr. Jones, you're up. He's reading the screen. He's good to go.
Excellent. So how does LLS promote discipline and accountability while also nurturing confidence and creativity? About treating all of our students with dignity and with respect. It's been my experience. My prior life was a probation officer at juvenile court for 10 years, and making sure our kids are knowed up. They know the consequences and circumstances, situation. But listening to our students, that to me is the greatest discipline that you could ever give, that you would need to hear them. As a principal with Metro National Public Schools, everybody knows when a kid comes to the office, the first thing they're going to say is that she doesn't like me, or he does not like me, because they've not built a relationship. So it starts with building a relationship. And I've just discovered you build that relationship and you ask that child what they want, they'll tell you, tell you where they want to be. I reflect upon my data talks with our students because oftentimes children, they disrupt because either they're hiding something or they really believe that you just don't care. So, my data talks with my students, I get them together and say, hey, this is where you are. This is what the system predicts you to be. What do you want to be? And they always say, I want to be at the top. I want to be proficient. And that's okay. Very, very good. So, what do you think of some things you need to do to get there? And they'll lay it out. They'll lay it out more strenuous than you will, but that's building a relationship. Saying good morning, looking at them and being sensitive about where they are, because our kids are carrying a heavy, heavy load. And so just being nurturing, loving, kind, compassionate, and also being stern and having some rigor. You can't just get along, but step it up because they're going to need it. So that's where we are. That's my philosophy with it.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Awesome. All right, so Dr. Boyd, we're going to go back to you, and then after you, I'm going to give everybody a chance to just give some closing thoughts. One question is, do you have one transformational story involving a student of the Law and Leadership School? And then while you're answering that question, think about letting the listeners and viewers know how they can get involved, whether that's enrolling a student, partnering, or supporting the school's mission.
Yeah, I believe the first question was if I can share a success story of transformation from the Law and Leadership School. Is that correct, Dr. Whitfield?
Yes.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Absolutely. One that always stays with me. Again, we started back in 2018. But one that's always stays with me is a student who came in unsure and they didn't think that they had a voice. By the end of that semester, that same student stood before a full audience leading a mock trial here in Davidson County, Nashville, Tennessee, cross-examining witnesses and really commanding the room. And that's what the Law and Leadership does. It awakens confidence and purpose. Our Legal Eagles don't just learn to fly, but they learn by soaring as well. And so that's an amazing transformation over the last couple of years that I've been able to kind of witness and see is that even that public speaking side of things, young people coming into the school, not really wanting to speak much, young people coming into the school, not really knowing how to speak. And then over time, really kind of seeing the skills that they have developed in their communication, right? In their public speaking skills. And I think even your class, let's give some credit to you, Dr. Whitfield, with the 2 classes that you will be teaching, when we launch the school. One of those classes is presentation skills. And I think that that class is amazing for what the Law and Leadership School is designed to do. It's designed to give young people the necessary skills that they need in order to effectively articulate their arguments, their case, or whatever it is that they may be in communication with. How do we effectively present that information? So I think even your class is going to be a very important and valuable class for the Law and Leadership School this year.
Thank you so much, Dr. Boyd. How can listeners get involved, whether that's enrolling a student, partnering, or supporting the school's mission?
Obviously, so we are a private school, which means that all of our funding, let's talk about the funding part, right? All of our funding comes through tuition fees, donation fees. Our funding comes through partners who see the vision and understand the vision and would like to give to our school. We are a fiscal nonprofit organization. And so if you would like to give to the Law and Leadership School, all of your donations are tax exempt. And so we do encourage you to donate to our vision because there is no state or federal funding for us. Obviously, we're going to do acts of that nature to try to pull in that funding. But most of our funding comes through the tuition, the donations, and any other community efforts that we, as a school decide to kind of host in the community. Outside of funding, you can always volunteer with the school. In whatever capacity that you see fit. You can reach out to us again via our website, lawandleadershipschool.org. There is a contact page where if you fill out that information will be navigated to me and or my assistant. We'll reach out to you and we'll kind of get the ball moving on how you want to volunteer or be a part of this amazing school. And then lastly, as Dr. Whitfield, you said initially, help us by enrolling or supporting a student. We do have a new track with the Law and Leadership School, which is our track 4, our homeschool track. I want to let parents know before we sign off tonight that if you are interested in this, no matter what state you are in, you can be in Georgia, Florida, California, New York, Utah, wherever you are. If you are interested in homeschooling your child, the Law and Leadership School is a national homeschool program as well. That is our track 4 program. Your child will be considered a virtual student. And so we are looking not just for students here in Tennessee to show up in our in-person campus, right? But even the virtual school aspect, no matter where you are, we want your young people to be involved in what we got going on here at the Law and Leadership School. The Law and Leadership School is the first adolescent law school in the country. There is no other law school for young people. We are the first, and we intend to be the premier adolescent law school for all of the young people that come through LLS. Thank you so much, Dr. Whitfield, for your time tonight.
All right. Thank you. He said we are the. So I like that. All right. All right. Close us out, 30 seconds each. Dr. Taylor, starting with you, and then you, Dr. Alexander, closing thoughts.
What better time than now? What better time than now? You don't have to sleep on it. Now is the time. You've heard so much from so many of us tonight, this amazing platform. I can tell you is that we don't do gimmicks and we don't do games. And this is the real deal here. I can promise you that we wouldn't be a part of anything if we didn't believe in it. And so truly believe in Dr. Boyd's vision and just looking to help be a part of it, to cultivate something that people will be talking about decades, years, just to come. Even after I'm gone, they'll still be talking about this. So we're here for it. Thank you.
All right. Dr. A.
I just want to say that compassionate students and passionate students make passionate leaders. And I think that that is, what we're about here. Dr. Boyd is, as you can see, passionate about the future of our students, and we back him 100% because we feel the same way. We're educators, and we are here for the betterment of of our kids. And so I just want to say that the children are our future, and if we don't train them, the Bible says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. I believe that firmly as the mother of 6 kids. I believe that firmly. And so that is, what I believe the mission and the vision here, it reflects.
All right, you heard it, listeners and viewers. The staff of the Law and Leadership School are doing great things. It is the premier school. Those of you out there, if you want something different, something powerful, something awesome for your child, the Law and Leadership School is the place to be, as Dr. Boyd put it. And so we need you to help. We don't just want this to be a physical school, but we want it to become a movement where we have law and leadership schools throughout the United States of America and maybe even internationally. So get those students enrolled. We want to see those outcomes. And as we start seeing it, I'm sure that more and more parents are going to get involved to help see their students grow and learn and be an impact to the society. So I just look forward to it. I thank you guys for the conversation. Again, the Law and Leadership School, visit the website to find out more on how you can enroll your student. It is one school in several locations already, including virtual, and we hope soon that we'll have the Law and Leadership School. Well, I'll use my city, Petersburg, or the Law and Leadership School somewhere else. And then we just all operate as one excellent organization for the excelling of our students. So thank you, Dr. Taylor. Thank you, Dr. Alexander.
Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, enjoyed it.
Thank you, Dr. Boyd, for agreeing to be on the platform. And hopefully this won't be the last time you guys are on here. Just so you know that I have this platform that right now, this is actually a special episode. My second season of DrWhitty Today already closed out, but season 3 starts up in January. So I'm going to be looking for guests. I'm actually booked out into the month of March already, but I still have people asking to be on the platform. So I would love to feature you guys either together or even if it's independent or whatever. I'd love to feature you back on the show again to continuously talk about the Law and Leadership School. So without further ado, we thank everybody who listened and viewed the program tonight. Get the word out, the Law and Leadership School. As Dr. Boyd said, enroll. Enrollment is happening now. School starts in January. Am I correct? January, Dr. Boyd?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we expect to see those numbers climb, and we are ready. We, as the adjunct facilitators and staff of the Law and Leadership School, we are ready to give you our all and watch you sprout and bloom where you're planted. So good night from DrWhitty Today. We'll see you guys the next time and just continue to do great things. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for joining us on DrWhitty Today. We appreciate your time, and your viewership is the heartbeat of our show. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and most importantly, subscribe. Your support keeps us going, and we can't wait to have you back. So hit the notification bell to find out each time we air live. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, stay motivated, and stay tuned.